So the Valve Steam Deck has just been announced and everybody's excited. We're talking about that this is the brand new Switch Pro that everybody's been wanting, with the power under the hood. It seems incredible. The amount of the fact that it has an NVMe. There's so many little details and we're going to talk about all of them, but I'm talking about video games today. So here are the top 10 best video games to play on the Valve Steam Deck. Quick disclaimer before we go ahead and get right into the list. Two of them real quick. One, this is tailored directly for the spec sheet that I have in hand for the Steam Deck. This is not based on just all PC games. No. Not all PC games will look absolutely amazing on this machine, but there is going to be a great amount of PC games that will run beautifully, that will be executed awesome, and we're finally going to be able to take these bad boys out in the real world and have them be portable. So keep in mind, this list is tailored towards the spec sheet. And number two, none of the games that I'm going to say today are on the Nintendo Switch. Why? Because if they were on the Nintendo Switch, I would just tell you to go play them right now on the Nintendo Switch. Sadly, they are not. Regardless of if it's the developer's fault, regardless if it's the Nintendo's fault, whoever's fault it is, they're not on the Switch. Let's get right into it. At number 10, we have Persona 4 Golden. This was just ported last year onto this bad boy. The fact that it's been here, that it's sold extremely well, and I'm saying last year, this might have been early this year, and I'm over here just bugging, but Persona 4 Golden is a top 3 Persona game of all time. It's part of the Shin Megami Tensei series. This is a very dark in nature RPG, well, Japanese RPG, JRPG, and it is just turn-based. It's very thought-provoking. It handles subject matters that really shouldn't, according to a lot of people, probably shouldn't be in video games, and this is probably why Nintendo doesn't want it there, because it's extremely mature. Not saying that Nintendo doesn't have some games that are extremely mature content, but Persona 4 deals with matters of depression, anxiety, from all the way to the dark things that people can do to other humans, to death, to it's a whole lot of information. There's tons of dialogue. The fact that when they ported it, they did a couple of fixes here and there, not really from a graphical standpoint, but even though, like I said, graphically this will work perfectly on the Steam Deck because this is not the most graphically demanding game, but it is excellent when it comes to RPG elements, when it comes to the actual relationships that you will build in the school. It is a school simulator to a certain degree. You will play as a student, and it is just everything you would want in a JRPG. The Persona 5, from Persona 5 to Persona 4 Golden, these have been absolutely excellent back to back. So definitely Persona 4 Golden would be my number 10. At number 9, Bully Scholarship Edition. The fact that this is not on the Switch is a travesty. This cult classic, this wonderful of a game, also in a school, mind you, yep, there's no coincidence there, but keep in mind, this game is Rockstar being Rockstar at its best. This is Rockstar when Rockstar really tried to innovate and try to make amazing things. Not saying that they're not innovating anymore, but I think that they've just gotten stagnant with the fact that GTA 5 has sold absolutely astronomical numbers, but that's neither here nor there. Bully is fun, it's funny, it is an open world, well, it's a sandbox open world game where you play as a student who you're basically the bully of the bullies, and basically that is the setting. You get to go around, you get to get spud cannons, firecrackers, put pranks on people. It's funny, it's good in nature. The fact that you can upgrade your fighting style, because why not? You get to get little mechanical parts and sell them to this old bum that lives behind the school, and he's like a Navy veteran and he knows old moves. You get to go to wrestling class and you get to study and go to class, and there are these cute little mini games. There's so much to do in Bully. There's tons of collectibles. Bully is one of those games that I will forever say we need a sequel of. Rockstar is literally just sitting on their behinds, not doing anything with this franchise, and Bully is so excellent that I really just can't say enough about it. I love Bully to death, and I wish it was on the Switch, but sadly, you could at least play it on the Steam Deck. Again, this is a pretty old game. This game is back from what, 2008? 2009, maybe, probably older than that, 2007, 2006, somewhere along those lines. It is a pretty old game. The Scholarship Edition does bring some extra content, so I'm very happy to recommend this to you guys at number 9. At number 8, Dishonored. The fact that Dishonored doesn't exist on the Switch, the first one, is a travesty. Dishonored is not only one of the best stealth games ever created, even though you don't need to really play it as a stealth game, but as a first-person, dark, very, what would we call this? Steampunk? I really don't know what to call it. It's such a dark world where you play as an assassin, Corvo, and you need to not only figure out what exactly happened that got you in this certain predicament. I'm not going to spoil absolutely anything, but the fact that you could get superpowers throughout your adventure, the fact that you can really play the game without killing anybody at all, if that's what you really want to do. There's multiple endings. There's a lot of DLC, because now you could only buy Dishonored, the definitive edition, and it brings all the DLC. Dishonored is one of those really special games that just, there's really nothing out there like this. Now you could definitely say, oh, it's not the best FPS, because FPSs are usually like Doom and things of that nature, but Dishonored is in a league of its own. It's up there by the makers of Prey and games like that. Oh my god, it's up there with those weird titles that are just, they are pushing the limits of video game design and just pushing, and they were just different for its time. Dishonored was definitely groundbreaking when it released, in my personal opinion. I absolutely love it. Dishonored at number 8. At number 7, Sunset Overdrive, a game that I still haven't completed, but I have over 30 hours. Sunset Overdrive is absolutely fantastic. The fact that PlayStation still happens to not be doing anything with that franchise as of this very moment, we have no information. But also the fact that Microsoft has imported this bad boy to the Switch, or even Nintendo has reached out, even though Nintendo doesn't need to reach out to anybody. At least that's how they feel. Sunset Overdrive is great. Let me just say that. It's awesome, it's stylish, it's the amount of weapons, the fact that you can upgrade all your weapons, the crazy amount of things you can do. It's silly in nature. You get to customize your character however you want, unlocking brand new abilities. Like, oh my god, it's so good. The movement is excellent and colorful. Graphically, it is an Xbox 360 game, if I'm not mistaken. It wasn't exclusive. Now you can play it on PC, so definitely now you could grab that and play it on your Steam Deck. The amount of colors, the saturation, the fun open world to explore, to grind, to jump, like the movement in Sunset Overdrive is fantastic, but those weapons are going to be what makes you stay and have a complete blast. Sunset Overdrive is definitely well recommended, well talked about. I can't wait till they make a Sunset Overdrive 2, but for now, if you've never played Sunset Overdrive, play it on your Steam Deck, take it on the go. It is fantastic. Sunset Overdrive at number 7. At number 6, Dragon Age Origins, considered the best in the series. I would say Dragon Age Inquisition or Dragon Age 2, but let's see how it actually performs. Now, Dragon Age is an older game. It's definitely from the Xbox 360 era, and Dragon Age is no slouch. This is BioWare. This is top tier BioWare. Before the anthems, before the shenanigans, before all the BS, this is BioWare literally saying, hey, none of you guys, nobody can mess with us when it comes to action RPGs. And Dragon Age Origins is that. It is a impeccable open world. Well, I guess we could slightly say open world, but to a certain degree it is open world or open hub sections. It is awesome when it comes to dialogue, the amount of characters that you get to find. The combat, even though it's slow, but it's more like strategy based. You could tell that it was a PC game. It was thought more of a PC game before it became an Xbox 360 game. But the amount of different paths that you can choose, the dialogue, the choices, the consequence, the endings, everything, like I said, tip top BioWare. It is awesome. It is everything you would want in a grandiose RPG with a great ending and, again, action, role-playing, choice, consequence, everything you would want. Dragon Age has it to offer. And on top of that, if you get the Ultimate Edition, which is the one I'm talking about, Dragon Age Ultimate Edition brings the Awakening DLC. Now granted, not the best DLC in the world, but we'll talk about that when I do the review. But definitely Dragon Age Origins Ultimate Edition at number 6. At number 5, a game that has been lost because sadly it hasn't been on consoles because they haven't decided to port it. Deus Ex Human Revolution. This was Cyberpunk before Cyberpunk. This is more Cyberpunk than any other game that you could probably find out there. Deus Ex Human Revolution has everything you would want again, in a cyberpunk RPG. Choice and consequence, different types of builds, different types of cybernetic augments, a bunch of different types of weapons, tons of dialogue. Oh my god, there's tons of dialogue. The scenes, the way that the story is told, and again, this is an older title, but if you were really looking for a cyberpunk game to dive in, to be completely consumed by, Deus Ex Human Revolution has been stuck on the PlayStation 3, if I'm not mistaken, for the illest amount of time, and nobody seems to care. They're not going to port it onto the PlayStation 4. They're not going to do absolutely anything with it, but it is an excellent game. If you want to be stealth, you can be stealthy. If you want to be guns blazing, you can be guns blazing. But everything you will do will basically have a choice and consequence to a certain degree, and I am all for it. I'm all for anybody who gets to play Deus Ex Human Revolution. Definitely will let me know. You guys let me know down in the comment section. Play it. Let me know if I'm right or wrong. It is an absolutely fantastic game that doesn't get its due, doesn't get brought up enough. Deus Ex Human Revolution at number 5. At number 4, Fallout New Vegas. The fact that Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, I'll put them both here, but Fallout New Vegas mainly, Fallout not being on the Switch is a travesty. The fact that this game is old as dirt. The fact that you can have, and this is the best part, by the way, the fact that you will have mod support on the Steam Deck, and you can make Fallout New Vegas look even better. On top of the fact that it has some of the best companions you will ever see in video games. On top of the fact that it has excellent dialogue, the multiple endings, the different amount of legendary weapons that you can find, the different amount of areas, the fact that it is just so excellent. Mind you, this is the game that I've invested probably the most time ever in my life. This is one of my favorite games of all time. It's still my #1 most favorite game of all time. Fallout New Vegas is absolutely excellent. It is Obsidian doing Obsidian things, because they did the Outer Worlds and that was fantastic as well. But definitely, Fallout New Vegas is the best Fallout ever released, in my personal opinion. It has everything you would want in a Fallout game. Your post-apocalyptic adventure, choice and consequence, and on top of that, the Ultimate Edition brings the DLC, and the DLC is absolutely fantastic. To play Big MT, which is crazy, a crazy creator with cybernetic, like what were they called? They were called lobotomites, and they basically had lobotomies, which are the removal of their brain. Like, it was so crazy. From there to the Grand Canyon, visiting the Grand Canyon. Yo, I could talk about for days. I'm just gonna keep on babbling. But point is, Fallout New Vegas at number 4. At number 3, and this is a 2-pack, and this is why it makes it on a little bit higher than Fallout New Vegas. Batman Return to Arkham. This is Batman Arkham City and Batman Arkham Asylum 2-pack. The fact that it's not on the Switch is a travesty. You can imagine having Gotham in your pocket. Can you imagine being able to play Batman wherever you are, because you have the Steam Deck? Yo, it would be absolutely great to just be like, oh, I'm at the doctor's office, pop out, I'm in Gotham whipping some tail. Like, it is crazy to me, the fact that it's not on the Switch. But Batman Arkham Asylum and Arkham City better than Arkham Asylum, is one of the best open world games you'll ever find. Batman's combat is one of the best you'll ever be able to interact with. It is awesome. The reversals, the different types of gadgets that he can use, traveling and gliding through Gotham City or Arkham City. It is everything you'd want in a superhero game. The dialogue is awesome. The actual character representation being voiced by the particular characters that we know and love, and Kevin Conroy, like, oh my god, Mark Hamill as Joker. Everything about Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, and plus an amazing ending, by the way. Arkham City has an amazing ending, so I'm definitely putting Batman, the 2-pack, Return to Arkham at number 3. At number 2, GTA 5. GTA 5. The fact that you will be able to play GTA 5, people forget, GTA 5 is an Xbox 360 PS3 game. This game is old. Now, granted, there's been a lot of optimizations. I imagine that you will have to play with the settings a little bit, but I do imagine that you will get to a playable form of GTA 5 on your handheld. You imagine going online, like, let's say you decide, like, you carry around a little tiny router with you. You imagine, or maybe using hotspot off of your phone, going on GTA Online and being able to use the router and being able to play with your friends from, like, the doctor's office or from school or from wherever. on your Steam Deck. Now granted, I don't know how much power that's gonna chew through, but GTA 5 in your pocket. Obviously, the Switch doesn't have GTA 5. Well, we'll say the mature material, I guess. But you can being able to have that world, that awesome world, San Andreas in your pocket. That seems like a dream. It really does. So GTA 5 makes it at number 2. And finally, at number 1, and this one is, I'll put an asterisk on this one. Why? This is 3 games. Number 2, we don't know if it's coming to Switch yet. And granted, let me say that for all of the games in here, we don't know if any of these will make it. So if you're looking at this video in the future, please understand that it is being made on the same date that the Steam Deck was announced. But number 1 is Mass Effect Legendary Edition. What can I say? Again, BioWare doing BioWare things. BioWare being amazing world makers, amazing dialogue, amazing companions, amazing missions, like just super, like just amazing at what they do, which is making RPGs that just a lot of people look at, marvel at, and it's some of their favorite games of all time. It's absurd to me, the fact that they've fallen so far from grace, but we're not talking about that here. We're talking about Mass Effect, become Shepard, save the galaxy on more than one occasion, slap a couple reporters, I apologize, punch a couple reporters, romance, a bunch of romance options. If you want to go after the aliens, go after the aliens, or just go with the human, be boring and go with the human. Don't get yourself some alien ass. But point is, it is amazing. Mass Effect Legendary Edition, it was just released, and the fact that you'll be able to play this pretty old game, mind you, this is more of a remaster with a lot of great tweaks. You'll be able to play this in your pocket. You'll be able to grab this on the go and have this amazing trilogy. Mind you, some of those endings are the best, but point is, it will be phenomenal. Definitely, Mass Effect Legendary Edition would be the best games you could probably play on the Steam Deck as of this moment. Mass Effect Legendary Edition at number 1. And that is it for today, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know, what games would you want to play on the Steam Deck? Now, there's a lot of indies, definitely, but a lot of indies do go to Nintendo. There's a lot of great games out there that are on Nintendo. Doom, The Witcher 3, even though The Witcher 3 port, it's not the best. And that's the reason why I didn't put The Witcher 3 on this, because I know that it's, with the limited amount of power on the hardware, like The Witcher 3 is still a hard game to run the way that you want them, to make it look the way you want it, like still to this day. So I left that out there, but point is, there's a lot of games on the Switch, but having your whole entire Steam library in your pocket or in your backpack is going to be invaluable. So let me know what you guys think of the Steam Deck. Let me know what games you want to play on the Steam Deck. Let me know what games I'm missing from here that you would replace. Let me be like, yo, Persona 4 Golden, what? Like, you can say that, it's all good. Let me know down in the comment section below. And that is it for today. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. If you're new here and you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and make sure to share the video. We are very close to 1,000 subscribers. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, links are down in the description below, along with my Patreon. Do consider supporting me there. All dollar a day keeps in line a little way. I'm your host, Mike Fury. It's been a complete pleasure. Until next time, Mike, off.